And just when I want to record a video, everybody wants to drive down my street with trucks, and now there are cop cars and ambulances. I don't know if the mic is picking that up, but it's an eventful night. Hi. Welcome back for another sampler set or discovery set that someone has kindly lent to me. And as you can tell probably from the title of the video, I have got 7 Clive Christian fragrances to go through today. And before I actually got these lent to me, I had never smelled any Clive Christian fragrances. I don't know, they're quite expensive, they're hard to come by, and no one's really doing decants of them that I know, and I don't think I've ever actually been interested in any of the fragrances or in the house itself. So this got me a little bit interested because, wow, now I have 7 of them to actually test. And so I did, and I had some fun. And I've tested all of these on my skin at least once, and I've kind of picked out my favorites as well. And so here I am, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. So they come in 2 sort of box sets, and the first one is kind of looks like this. It's a sort of like a nondescript box with the little Clive Christian logo on the front here. Once that focuses, there you go. And I'll open it up because it's hinged, and inside you have the bottles. You've got C, L, and V. These are all for men. And you're Clive Christian there, and you've got like a little booklet that tells you all about the fragrances. And the second box, which I'll just close that now like that. The second box is somewhat larger like this, and it is magnetized as well. Don't we all love magnetized boxes? I sure do. And you open it up, and it's got a little booklet there, and this has got the special edition, I guess, the black bottles there, and this one on the end, which the person who lent it to me has switched it around and put this one in there instead of the one that's supposed to go in there. Okay, so we'll talk about all of these, and let's begin. Now, the thing that I didn't notice about Clive Christian as a house is that they have master perfumer Christian Provenzano, who did a lot of work for them, and you can certainly tell because all of these smell expensive, and Christian Provenzano has done quite a lot of work for Boudicca the Victorious as well. And it's just amazing that his signature, wherever he goes, it just seems to be of really opulent, luxurious, and expensive kind of smelling fragrances. So, and this is certainly no exception. This actually may be the genesis of that sort of touch of his, that, as far as I know anyway. And the first one I'm going to talk about is C for Men, and this one, just get another smell of it. It's leather, it's saffron, it's every other expensive note that you can think of. Like it smells expensive. This lasts forever and ever on your skin. And if you like Tuscan leather by Tom Ford or ombre leather, then you will definitely love this. It's actually got a lot more extra than they do. And as fine fragrances as those are, and how popular they are amongst a lot of people who like fragrances, when you smell this, those kind of fall a little bit flat in comparison. It's just that good. I think as expensive as these things are, this one is definitely worth the money. I'm just going to say it outright. A lot of expensive fragrances are not worth the money. Some of them are. This is one of them, and it's the one that I'm kicking off with in this particular video. C for Men. And the next one that I want to talk about is this one right here. This is V for Men. These are all 10 ml bottles, by the way, and the bottles are actually quite nice. They got hefty caps and everything in there too, but I think they've kind of cheaped out because there's no sort of plaque or anything like this that you would get in sort of niche perfumery. It's just a sort of just the lettering, the print that's on here, that's been stuck on here. Anyway, presentation aside, we've got V for Men, which is smoky, woody, oody, vinegar, resins, pepper. Yes, vinegar and bleach. That's what I get from this one. It may be a little bit too niche in its execution, but really it does have this vinegary sort of feel. And if you really want to bury your nose in it, there's vinegar and bleach that comes off this. So maybe the V stands for vinegar. I'm not quite sure, but that's what I get out of it. This one, I really don't think is worth the money. Not like the one before it. Next one we're going to talk about is L as in not loser L. It's the other L. It's the Le Winner. It's French for winner, Le Winner. That's what this stands for. It's got a bit of a messy opening, but it's got beautiful mids with that fur balsam that kicks into it, and it dries down kind of powdery. And to me, this is either a grandpa or it's a middle-aged professional who wants to smell older and more trustworthy because they have something to sell. And this is what I get out of this one. No doubt it's a very beautiful smell. If it was on your grandpa, you'd be like, oh, grandpa. But if it's on someone who's not your grandpa, then they want to appear sort of really trustworthy. And it's got a very trustworthy kind of smell. Yes, powdery balsams. L. And now we'll move on to the Queen Anne. The Queen Anne collection. The Queen Anne collection in their black bottles. Now, I think these are a step up, and they are actually more expensive than the regular line of Clive Christian fragrances. Again, they have quite ornate looking caps, and this is what one of them would look like. This is number 7. Number 7. I think they're all called number 7. Is it number 7? Yeah. There's a series. There's a number 7, and this one is the Rock Rose. This is a high quality Mont Blanc Legend Spirit with cacao. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's Mont Blanc Legend Spirit with cacao, and I have Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, and it's actually one of the designer sort of fresh fruity sort of scents that I actually enjoy, but to add cacao to it is a bit weird, and I don't really think it's that much of a step up from Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. And cacao is not really something it's really juxtaposing, but really not in the best way that I could think of. So if you want this, then just get some cacao, get Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, and just combine the two together, and you'll have Rock Rose. The next one we'll talk about is this one right here. This is called Cosmos Flower. Zoom. This is called Cosmos Flower. Now, interesting thing about this one is when I first smelled it, and I was smelling, I didn't want to spray them all on my skin, and I smelled it through the bottle, and I said, wow, this is amazing. This one is absolutely amazing. It's mind-blowingly amazing. It smells like the most interesting thing when it's in the bottle, but when you test it on skin, it was Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. That's what it was. It's slightly less sweet, slightly higher quality, because probably it's less sweet and you can smell things a little bit more clearly, but it's very, very similar to Black Opium. And I do not like Black Opium. I've gone through maybe a quarter of a bottle and I don't think I could bear it anymore. It was just so odd because in the bottle it actually smelled, like from the bottle it actually smelled so much better than actually what happened when it was on skin. And I think I haven't tried this on a tester strip, but I think if I do put it on a tester strip and the opening is actually a bit more pronounced, then I would probably like it a bit more. But then my skin isn't made up of a tester strip or many tester strips. Or maybe I could just wear a tester strip as a bracelet and just spray it on that and smell that all day long. That would be a little bit better. That's an idea, as a matter of fact. Copyright 2022, tester strip bracelets. Rafi said it first. But yeah, Cosmos Flower, if you've got Yves Saint Laurent's Black Opium, then you pretty much got this anyway. Next one is this one right here with a very interesting name. It's called Rococo, and there are two Rococos, but this is the Rococo Immortelle. Now, I do like the word Rococo, and I do like Immortelle. Immortelle is a note that I very, very much like in perfumery. This actually smells like Amouage's Epic Man with vinegar and less pepper. It's missing the base that makes Epic so epic. So just get Epic instead. That one is a masterpiece. This one is just a piece. And last but definitely not least is this one right here. I think this is the classic of the bunch. This is 1872, and this is for a grown-up man. This is for a grown-up man. It is zesty lime skin. This is the oil of the skin of the lime, and it's just so hyper realistic, and it's unforgiving, and I think it's a spiritual niche follow-up of Dracar Noir. That's what this is. It's sharp and soft, but mostly it's just beautiful. And again, longevity and projection is on point. It's just right. And I absolutely loved this one. And funnily enough, the person who actually lent me this whole set, this is the one that he dislikes. This is the one that he doesn't like. This is probably why it's got so much left in it, whilst all the other bottles only had like little bits left in it. This one's still got well over like maybe 6 mils or something like that. These are all 10 mil bottles anyway. So this one, ooh, I can just smell through it whenever I smell it, even through the bottle, through the cap as well. And if I could get full bottles of these and spend my hard-earned money on full bottles of these really, really expensive fragrances, this would be on the list, and C for men would be the other one. So the first one and the last one that I've talked about in this video, those are the ones that I would pick myself, because the other ones sort of either smell like something else or smell a little bit weird or fell a little bit flat to me. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm being as honest as I possibly can. I'm probably never going to get a collaboration with this brand anyway, so all I can do is speak the truth and speak my mind. And I mean, as far as I could see, look, I'm not trashing the brand or anything like that. I think they're, like I said at the very beginning of the video, they're extremely high quality. They smell expensive. They smell niche. They smell high quality. It's just to my nose. There's certain things that I like and certain things that I just didn't understand what they were trying to execute, even artistically. So in order to appeal to maybe some people who really like vinegar. I have got really aversion to vinegar. I really don't like vinegar at all. So anytime I smell something that's even vaguely vinegary, I'll just get turned off and run away a million miles in the other direction. So there you go, Clive Christian. My first experience has been actually quite positive, because I always thought, you know, reading the sort of sentiment online about this house is that, you know, they're way too expensive and you don't get what you pay for. And I guess these sort of smaller 10 milliliter sort of sets, which are quite reasonable, I think, to get, are a very great option. They're a very great option. If you don't want to spend like the $600, $700, maybe $800 for a 50 ml bottle of one of these, then like, you know, you could probably spend like half of that on one of these sets and get 3 or 4 in 10 ml bottles. So you're going to get quite a few wearings out of them to actually find out which one you do actually like. So I think it's a really good and a really novel way of doing it. Yeah, I'm glad that, you know, my colleague had actually thought enough to actually bring this in and lend it to me. I'm very appreciative of that. And so thank you if you're watching, Daniel. So thank you so much once again for the experience. And there you have it. That's my thoughts on the 7 Clive Christians that I've got here. Maybe you've got some of your own and you want to share some in the comments. Go right ahead. And as always, thanks for watching.